I see. So it's like the whole win as a team, lose as a team thing. You know, that doesn't factor in for you.
Not at all. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Kenny off to a great start, shutting down Waylander. And all jokes aside, G2 must be the favorite team in this one. I definitely have a lot of nostalgic love for Markelov. And I think the team in general is actually quite impressive. Electronic is one of the big up-and-coming talents of the CIS region. But G2 should be on a different level. Now, Markelov is trying to make his way in through hot. World Edit taking a fight and dropping the bomb, and Body is somehow still alive. Shutting down Markelov and a headshot on Blade. What an incredible sequence coming out of the French player. And that leaves Electronic on 2 health outside with no bomb and in a 1-on-3.
Or he has a minute, you know, to contemplate, right? Meaning of life, he's got 2 kills. Manages to force MBK back, Kenny back. Keep in mind, MBK and Body are very low on HP, so they have to play passively here, G2. They can't really go out hunting frags. They have to wait for Electronic to commit. And so Kenny, you got to rein it in, man. If you overextend here, you're leaving your teammates in a bit of an awkward spot. That's sure enough, Body. Quad kill for him in this pistol round. What a beast. That is definitely what G2 were looking for, and also what you know, a lot of the top-tier French teams have been counting on in the past. One player just going balls out apeshit.
Now, what's really weird, I don't know if we'll see it. This is the opening frag from Kenny, right? And that's, I mean, a good way to shut down that part of push. But here's where it gets odd, right? It sort of feels to me like Markelov in hut here, and even Blade behind. It's like they're sort of expecting for World Edit to just run in and put the bomb down. Maybe they didn't see Body there to begin with, but it should have been more than one person pushing that bomb. Like, if they knew he was there, it should have been more. And even if not, they should have still been closer. I actually think that was a mistake on the rest of the FlipSid team not to be backing up that initial push.
Well, I mean, we've had some interesting interviews with Blade. I love hearing interviews with Blade because he doesn't really pull any punches. He really does give you the info, how he sees it and what's happened in the game, right? There's no fluff with him. And we have kind of gotten a little worried because he talks about it where, you know, he's like, I'm the in-game leader. I call for things, and yet my players sometimes don't do it. They still have a mind of their own.
Yeah.
And that might be something where there's still a level of hesitation here in the FlipSid roster with some of these younger players where they aren't quite so instinctive or, you know, reacting to the snap decisions that their in-game leader is calling for.
Yeah, and doing your own thing when your captain's told you something else, kind of a no-no. But
will they get a boo-boo?
Yeah.
After, you know, if they don't?
That's a nice shot on MBK. At least there was that. Waylander. So now 2 people down, and also if you notice, Apex is on 8 health, so if you get the bomb plant here, that'd be way too big. Shouldn't really be possible. Jumping down, but Apex also goes down. He was very low to begin with. He must have not have heard the footsteps now. The bomb will be planted here for Waylander, and he actually has armor escaping into Econ, and now he's gonna just play a bit of a game with them, closing the door again. They don't currently have any kits picked up. They're gonna put up a smoke in front. Waylander just trying a bit. Once again, now the defuse is resumed. 7 seconds is just so much time, and Waylander looking for the opening spring. He's almost got it. 3 seconds left. The Deagle is out. He's not getting the shot just yet, and the bomb will be defused. Waylander, really brave attempt, but ultimately he's going to be going down, still causing a lot of damage to the G2 side. And now FlipSid have I would say, a tough position on the hand here. They can actually buy an AK and a lot of stuff on everyone else, and then because they pressure the economy so much in G2, they could try and force this, but it seems like they won't. That could have been a play, I think, in this round. Still, interesting stuff.
They're going to go for, it seems like they're going to go for the guaranteed 4th round big buy. Hope that they can get the bomb plant here, running into Apex. He's got that MP7, picks up 2 kills, a lot of money for Apex. But then Kenny, 2 kills for him as well with that FAMAS, and Markelov all by his lonesome. He sees the bomb, at least that, but it's so far away. Might as well be in the middle of Antarctica.
Yeah, no way out of this one at all. He's also being flanked, even if he wasn't going to go down immediately. Shox would have been there. 3-0 for the French side, and a good job on them not to lose anyone else but just one person there. That's really important on Nuke, and that last round was expensive for them, so we'll see FlipSid now picking up quite a bit, especially with that bomb plant there. So we'll see how it goes in the 4th round here. That AWP and World Edit could be very interesting. So, I mean, this is the first time we've seen Nuke in the qualifier, right?
Yep.
I'm not just making that up. And There's so much unexplored territory in this map. It's almost unbelievable. So we'll see if there's going to be anything cool coming out of FlipSid. I love watching Nuke, and I think it's yeah, I think it's a map that lends itself to a lot of weird play.
Certainly. We still see quite a bit of the static play, however. The standard play that we've grown to learn from in the previous version of the map, though. So I get where you're saying, where it's like there's a lot that can be done still. A lot of the teams are trying to fall back on the basics of what they learned with the original map. But I mean, we'll see. This is potentially one of those mind games that can come into play here. We've seen teams do this, break the glass over A main, over A site, and not even go to A site afterwards, right?
Oh, Electronic is going to smoke Heaven, I think, as far as I can tell. Yeah, that's the Heaven smoke. So that's going to be very interesting. That will maybe cause some confusion for... Well, Shox could be the one rotating up, but I think he's the only one who's nearby to be affected by that particular smoke. See if it's all going to plan out the way that FlipSid wanted. If they can win this early round, that's going to be really big for them. Under 40 seconds now, and Electronic making his way down after having put in the initial effort. The smoke is up there to try and help. Apex has gone down. Body still on the bomb site, holding strong. NBK denied the entry out of the vent. Body, great position, and an even better headshot to follow up, taking down Markelov. And now 2 versus 3. FlipSid in some trouble here after an initial really good entry into the bomb site.
Sweet Jesus. Body is such a beast right now. Kenny obviously snuffs him, similar to what we saw in the last round. 3 for Body, 2 for Kenny, but just Body, what an anchor, what an incredible play from him. That is not how it's supposed to go. Obviously, it's supposed to be a 1-for-1 trade, and then FlipSid are getting that bomb planted. The fact that he gets 1 kill, okay, fair enough, but Body right now.
No, but the reason why that's such an intelligent play from him is, look, he shows himself here first, and then he realizes, oh, I can use this smoke to get into this position. That's very, very well done. And you can tell they're not ready because obviously the call has come in that, oh, he's behind the silos, right? That's the call that happens on the T side. And then a second later, he's somewhere else, and they just weren't ready for it.
Yeah, that was
very smart play.
But, I mean, Body, that third shot of Markelov, man, thing of beauty. I'm loving it to see not only, I mean, it just shows how powerful this team can be. They have all of these tools on G2.
Yes.
It's just a matter of them getting the confidence and figuring out how to get it all to click, because if you've got Body who's just going to start hitting headshots left and right, on top of Kenny, Shoxy, Apex, I mean, the depth of this roster is insane.
Blade has gone down. This is really big for G2. No one's died yet. Kenny should fall back, and just as I say that, Markelov did find a headshot on Apex. They got to make sure they don't really lose anyone here. They still have a very weird economy on the G2 side, so keep everyone alive, and that's a good job on MBK. 5-0. Very good stuff here for the French side. World Edit has yet to pick up a single kill, whereas Kenny and Body have 10 and 7 kills and have not died a single time. That's a problem.
Yeah, man. Kenny and Body, like Kenny in particular, is the last guy you want getting a strong start on a map, especially Nuke. This is op territory here. This is where you can really get that AWP out in the yard or out in ramp. I mean, there are plenty of positions to take it, but sure enough, eventually he finds that kill. Or no, that was the first kill onto Waylander. He struggled a little bit to pick up the following one.
Yeah.
FlipSid with the timeout, 3 remaining, and it's a good time to call it. I like it from Blade. You know, just that it's either Blade or Junta, right? But get that timeout in there and start figuring out what needs to happen here for you to actually get on the board before G2 run away with this.
I'd be very interested to see what kind of execute they're going to go for FlipSid. I think actually that previous round, it was a perfectly fine idea. Smoke, Heaven, then Electronic jumped up on the silo and went into Mini instead to go from the other direction actually. There was everything was working just right for FlipSid to win that round. So there's no reason why they couldn't try and repeat that, but it looks like it's going to be a bit more yard focused this time instead. Kenny in a good position. He does actually see it. He flicks onto Electronic. It was very close with the AK-47. It could have easily taken him down. Kenny missing a shot again, going for the foot shot here and taking down Markelov. How is he not dead yet? FlipSid letting go of a big opportunity here to refrank that kill for sure. And now Kenny's just hiding. Not going to get any help, which is a bit disappointing, but still, that's well worth it.
What a beast! I love seeing Kenny play, man. I swear. Some of the French players, Shoxy, Kenny, 2 of my all-time favorites. Kenny in shape, man. Just what a monster. All right, so you're right, though. how long did that whole fight go on for with not a single person showing themselves on G2's side? I mean, fair enough, they have the man advantage now, so you sack Kenny. Okay, you still have the man advantage. But they could have snuffed FlipSid right there. Instead, G2 going for the long con. 44 seconds left on this clock. Oh, and the Molotov going down. It's going to force Waylander in. NBK knows that somebody's here now.
Shot almost raining through, and he's easily going to take him down. A bit too much panic on Waylander's side there, and now, well, that it also boxed in out here. They do still have Blade, who could maybe do a bit of damage, but surely as soon as he even gets one kill, even if he does, which he won't, but even taking down Apex, it's really hard for him to move out of that position afterwards. Good shot from World, did it? With 14 seconds left, he's going to be going down. There'll be another round for G2. Only losing 2 members there. Yeah, I mean, I think I was wondering why no one from G2 tried to help out Kenny, but it's all FlipSid also. I think they could have done more to just trade 1-for-1 here. It seemed like, especially when he misses the second shot. I think that's where you've got to say he should be going down. Like
right here.
Yeah, like
Markloff's just spraying and praying there.
Yeah, definitely could have been more. Frustration starting to build on the flip side.
Yeah, you can count on that from Waylander at least. He is one of those players who kind of wears his heart on his sleeve.
Yeah, which I don't mind at all. I think it's...
yeah, more of that.
Yeah. I think it's interesting.
Well, here we go, one of the OG strats. Wall of smoke going down, blocking him off, getting him open up here for Secret. Who is actually holding down there, however? It's not Kenny, he's out in yard. NBK, right.
Yeah, he's in position for it.
I like having NBK down here. He's like, this is one of those positions on this map where you want to have a veteran because there's so many options, so many ways to hold the lower tunnels. I feel like having NBK there, he's such a smart player. Perfect guy for the job.
His old position, and I mean way old back in very games, was on the A-bomb site, on the floor of the A-bomb site. He was so good at just holding it. They've got Body there now instead, and he seems to be doing just fine. Markelov gonna throw Molotov to the upper rafters, you have to assume, and Apex has got the kill on Blade. So not the best start here for FlipSid. Now need to start picking up rounds soon-ish. 6-0 is not really the end of the world, especially because they've kept the economy somewhat in balance. But if they don't win this round and G2 survive with another 4 members or 3 even, it might get a bit tricky to actually convert this first half into some sort of win for them. Electronic will pick up the kill on MBK. Shock sneaking in. What timing? Dropping the bomb as well with 25 seconds. That's just going to absolutely ruin the round. And Body coming with 2 big frags. As soon as Shoxy get that kill, it's done.
It's all over. And Body just the perfect spot. Pushing forward, aggro. Electronic, there isn't a whole lot of hope here, mate. 1v4, 10 seconds left. And he's just going to run up to die to get the bonus money at that point. Because there wasn't really too much hope of him actually winning the round. Talk about, I mean, that is just a tough break for FlipSid. The one guy you don't want dying at that point is your bomb carrier. And sure enough, Shoxy lands right on him. And of course, Shoxy's going to be clever enough to back off at that point and not, give the trade kill immediately. So that opens it up for Body. Ah! This is brutal, Anders. 7-0 for G2 right now.
Yeah, this is very well done, and it's one of the risks, and maybe one of the reasons why we don't see Nuke play picked so much in Master 1s is you can get into this kind of territory. It's not like FlipSid haven't had chances to win rounds, but you're only going to get so many in one half when you're on the T side, right? And if let's say you get like 3 or 4, that's all you need. But if you then don't convert them into wins, that's it. A lot of the other rounds are going to be ones where you just get destroyed, like where you make it around the corner and you're gone before you even get a chance, right? So the ones where you get close, you really have to win them, and they weren't able.
Think about starting CT side nuke, man. You get a strong start CT side nuke.
Yeah, I mean to a certain extent, right? But imagine if imagine if Waylander had won that 1v2 with the bomb down, if the door hadn't absorbed all the bullets essentially. I don't know, man. That could have been quite a different story.
It's fun when you see these players in particular, NBK and the like, just because they've been knocked out of a major on this map.
Yeah,
by your Danes.
Yeah, they know what it's like, and I mean, traditionally the French have been pretty good at playing nuke. So
stellar. Yeah,
they definitely know what's up. Did get a kill on Kenny. I think that's the second death of the game for him. So that should tell you something. Shock's in a good position. Electronic not quite ready for it, even though he had the AWP. He's going to pull up the Tech 9 instead of make sure he takes care of business that way. Bit of panic, it almost looks like, on Body. You don't want to see that. Just wait for a moment. Wait to find the kill. Goes for the spray there. Nothing is being returned from the other side either. So still a 3-on-3 here with 50 seconds left.
Shame that didn't work. That would have been a sick nade. The bank. Did he hear Electronic come up, or is that just the footsteps? He might be getting caught off guard here, and sure enough, Body. They managed to get such an advantage so early on into the round, having the time to maneuver with. It's really worked out here for FlipSid, and now this is a nigh impossible situation here for Apex, so they might actually manage it. Finally, FlipSid could get on the board.
Yeah, there's absolutely no way that Apex should be able to win this. So that would be an absolute catastrophe. Like, I think FlipSid just collapses at that point in time. Markolov will get the kill with the AWP, and even I can't get too excited about that. He should be able to get that one. I am getting excited for Electronic, though. There's 4 kills in 1 round for him. He just won that round single-handedly. So that's very, very good stuff. 7-1, and see, this is where it gets interesting. Now, G2 go for double AWP. That's quite a big investment and a big cut into their economy. They still have money, but double up or nuke, certainly possible. Certainly can be a problem too. Yeah, for the retakes. That's what you're thinking here. Lower site retakes with the op. I mean, just some of these sites are fairly cramped, and so with the AWP it can get a little awkward. But we'll see. Electronics charging Yard right now. 2 players holding in garage. However, this is a different approach from G2, and sure enough, Kenny will find the kill on Waylander to start things off. NBK is in garage, and Kenny hunts for the kill, and Markolov instead hits the headshot. So we're into a 4-on-4. Kenny just getting a little bit too aggressive, but they shouldn't have any idea now, FlipSid, that NBK is in garage. Yeah, that's the big mind game. Normally, there's not going to be 2 people holding Yard like this. One of them will be in mini, if anything, not out in the Yard. You're right. If he were to step out right now, NBK, World Edit would be so incredibly mad. And okay, fair enough. NBK, there it is. Oh, are you kidding me? Did he just miss the timing? This could get very awkward now. He certainly knows where they are, and he certainly knows that he's gone down to Secret, and he's hunting for the kill, but now they've lost Body. That missed opportunity. Dude, that's even better if World Edit dies now. Yeah, but he seems to all the time just make it around the corner. This is almost like some sort of comedy sketch now. Shox and MBK are left, and it's just 35 seconds that the opportunity has gone by. He's on the bomb site now. He's going to put the bomb down. Oh my god, that could be really, really big. They don't, again, they can buy in the next round G2, but this could be the beginning of something really ugly for them. They've controlled this first half so well. Now, 2 versus 2. They do have a kit on NBK. It isn't done yet. He can still turn this round in his favor. Shox unable to get that flick in, and NBK goes down to Markolov, finding a 2nd kill of the round for himself. World Edit to win it, and a 7-2 scoreline here. FlipSid certainly a little bit of hope, a little bit of, of a prayer for them to get back in the first half. That's... You can breathe again now. That's madness. Just, that is actually ridiculous. The fact that World Edit, without even knowing it, just keeps dodging NBK. If World Edit hangs around even half a second longer, he's carrying the bomb. Man. All right, but still, fair enough. FlipSid, 2 rounds on the board, and the force buy coming in from G2, no surprise there, but this is all of their money. And so FlipSid with a real chance now to just start stringing rounds together. They have everything they need here to get the job done. World Edit creeping around, worried that there would be some sort of aggression coming out of G2. And you could tell 2 UMPs there. Not the end of the world, but certainly not what they were looking for in this particular round. And Kenny with the AWP holding really far back outside, so... Changing it up. Markolov has been pretty consistent going up into the rafters like that, though. So I think that's why Kenny's just like, right, I'm going to get you, son. I'm going to get you this time. But that is not going to be the case. FlipSid, changing up their point of approach. They're all gathered up in lobby. Is there timing here to hit? Maybe. Apex is in an interesting position because if they try and run through the smoke, he can certainly catch them. But if they go into hut, I think he still has a pretty good angle that he can work with. Now, 35 seconds on the clock, and Apex got his back turned to that squeak door. That could get very ugly. And they're really cutting this close. FlipSid. This is almost unbearable. Shoxy's again pushed up just like he was the previous round where he really caught them off guard. Now Markolov setting up with a flashbang. Shox is going to be going down. Waylander this time catching him Shock's trying for a similar kind of situation, and now can they push in? Kenny's on the side as well. They're all running down. Apex gonna join them, but there's someone behind him. The madness continues, and Apex actually gets that kill. 7 seconds left. The bomb, is it finally going down? It will be. Markelov hitting a headshot on body, and after all of that almost incomprehensible chaos, it will be Kenny hitting the shot on Electronic, but the bomb is still planted, and it's a 1-on-2.
Time a ticking, but he's got a kit. Has to hit this shot. Not going to happen. A little bit too slow, and Waylander not going to miss a headshot like that. What is this chaos, though?
This is... I mean, the fact that Apex sort of gets in between them and for just a moment pretends to be one of them, that's so strange. That could have worked out, I don't know, any number of ways.
Sometimes you have really clean games, right? And sometimes you have games where it's just like if Apex goes in one man before and winds up, or like just right behind the second man, you know, it's a totally different picture that we're looking at if that's the case. It just feels so close right now. G2 actually deciding to go for the tactical timeout here on an eco round, though. And it's going to be a half buy, it looks like. Apex investing in Kevlar. They're going to spend a little bit of money here, G2, and we'll see what's possible. 7-3.
Yeah, they're at least at the point where they need to change this trend.
Kenny's been struggling, 14-1-4. Well, struggling in the sense that he's kind of cooled off here a little bit, getting into the mid of the half.
Apex moving outside with a deagle. Certainly a good place to use it. He's actually going to change his mind for just a bit. Makes it down. I was hoping he'd go for the deagle yard fight. That's always good fun. And Electronic, one of the players certainly that's been helping get FlipSid to this particular point where they could actually get up to 7-4. And already then it's very interesting. In G2, it's just playing CT side nuke with no economy actually becomes a very different thing. Significantly more difficult. Shocks, oh, okay. Swapping out right in front of Blade. He's still going to pick up the kill. It's a good return from Body, though. Yeah,
very well played there from Body, getting the trade. Shocks will sack himself every day of the week if that's the result. Still man advantage here for FlipSid. Apex has somehow managed to negotiate his way under him, and sure enough, Kenny nearly gets the second kill. Apex tries to pounce, but it's not going to be good enough. 4 rounds on the board now for FlipSid, who still continue to chain them together. And while G2, I mean, it's just an exciting game. This is way too close in each of these rounds.
G2.
I gotta calm down with the clapping, man. My hands are actually kind of...
It's starting to get sore?
Yeah, a little bit. A little red.
All right, now G2 gotta calm down. They just used their whole bank to buy into this round. Now, it is a good buy, but it's definitely not a flawless one. Only one Molotov. No grenades at all on Kenny. All of these things matter a hell of a lot. We'll see if FlipSid win this round. I don't know. This could spiral way out of control. Kenny's fallen all the way. He's playing that forklift position in CT spawn. We've actually seen this before, and it's just very hard to check that if you're coming up the railing like you were talking about Markelov been doing for a while. That's just... and it's very unlikely that you're going to check that spot. And even if you do, you're going to have an AK versus the AWP at that range. And even if you do and you shoot that direction, the bullets are going to get caught by the forklift.
And there's Blade.
Oh, man.
Oh, buddy!
Buddy, that's such a good peek there.
But now he's stuck. He's boxed in. Because Electronic is here to cut him off. Electronic, though, he's got to be careful because exactly, MBK is just waiting for it. There's the flash. He walks right. Still wins that duel. What? Electronic should have that every day of the week.
Yep. A bit of a misstep. Well dead it. Got to be careful with scoping here. He can easily get found out. Waylander's found the kill on Shoxy, who was right behind World Edit, so that's at least something. And they're wasting a lot of time here and a lot of energy trying to find Kenny, and he's just waiting in spawn. Eventually, they have to give up this hunt and just go and put the bomb down somewhere if they can, because essentially they're playing 3-on-3 on the rest of the map, so maybe just do that. Grenade up to Body. Actually going to do a tremendous amount of damage, but NBK, who's on 7 health, still alive, still getting kills. And oh, what a no-scope coming in from World Edit, but Kenny's going to strike again. An absolute disaster. The bomb not in control of Markelov, and he's going to get a couple of kills, and he still can't win the round. What a shame. I mean, Kenny, yeah, by getting killed, but even more than that, even more than 2 kills, staying alive and just wasting something like 40 seconds of the time that FlipSid had.
The communication is so key just because his teammates are there. Shoxy on lower. Here's the scoping from World Edit. You got Body and NBK on upper. They're managing to just keep it in check. And Kenny, the entire time, he's just listening to his teammates who are telling him, they're still out there, don't peek. And he doesn't do it. So sick.
The only sad part in some ways for FlipSid or for G2 is that they lost so many players, right? So actually, they go into this round, they've bought 2 auto shotguns. That is gotta be almost a third. We've seen one every once, the first, but we've seen once every once in a while get picked up 2 in 1 round. It's a bit much.
Did Body spot the man going down vents? I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah, he must have.
So they have a little bit of info. They don't really have a presence in the lower halls, though, here at G2. This is a big chance for FlipSid, but Apex catches World Edit looking the wrong way somehow. Flash, I think. But now this gets awkward. Waylander is there. There's the Molotov. Body, is he going to get it? Running good, but it's not good enough. 9 HP left on Blade.
Oh, that looked like a sure thing. Electronic taking his time, taking out Shoxy, but eventually he will succeed in doing that. And now Kenny and Apex, 2 versus 4. FlipSid are about to change this half completely on its head. Again, G2, they wasted all their money in this round. They have to just save these guns. They picked up the second AWP, and they're going to make a run for it. FlipSid, not a team to be trifled with, it seems. We knew almost nothing about them coming into this game. They've played almost no offline games before the qualifier here, and I think everyone had them as like just the team not really to count on.
It's fun because, no, Apex, don't take the shot. Oh, what?
I don't know.
How sick of a nade would that have been had Markov actually committed? All right. You're right, though. You're right. It's just, it always feels like FlipSid, you know, they've just been, they're just like this staple. Now, when it comes to these major qualifiers, these majors, it feels like they're one of those teams that have that quality to just show a totally different level from what you expect. I mean, they have the firepower. That's the thing. Electronic, he's still up there, double digits. Markelov is there with him. You can be happy about that, Anders. 10 kills for Markelov.
I definitely am.
It's just Nuke is such a great battle between both of these teams. You're talking about, I mean, Nuke, highly tactical map, and you've got one of the best in-game leaders in Blade. It's perfect.
Let's see how this round goes. Apex, that's a big start. They did risk a lot buying into this round, and the triple return coming out of FlipSid, everything working out. You mentioned Blade, and he pops up with 2 great headshots to shut down the round, leaving Kenny alone with his AWP and no money at all for G2. This is a disaster. This could very well finish 8-7. Which, in FlipSid's, from FlipSid's point of view, is absolutely great. They're just going to love that.
It's terrific, but it's a catastrophe as far as G2 are concerned. You go 7-0, and then you let them get up to 6 rounds? How does that happen if you're G2? The frustration for the French team has definitely got to be rising. And they are a team that can get a little bit frustrated. They have some veterans in there, but they also have players, you know, where things aren't exactly going their way for whatever reason.
All right.
Or you've just got an artist. There we go. Thank you, Kenny.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
No! Oh. World Edit! What are you...
That was all worth it for FlipSid.
Of course it was.
They are loving that. No AWP being rebought there, but Kenny is a monster. He's got 21 and 6. 1 assist and 6 deaths. That's complete madness at this point in time.
Problem is that the usual steady hands here for G2 in the form of Shoxy and NBK are kind of struggling, are kind of lagging behind here. Both of them are sitting with 6 kills.
Well, I can sort of, I mean, Shox has been playing ramp a lot, and that is really a position that you're not likely to get many frags in, and you're likely to be going into a lot of retakes where, you know, it's just you and maybe one other person. So there is a lot of downsides to playing ramp. I think it's also one of the most hated positions on most teams.
Just because it has the potential to be the most boring position.
Yeah, it really does. So, I mean, someone's going to have to do it.
Sadly. 5th? Where are you at, 5th?
Yeah.
Go play ramp.
Electronic sneaking his way in. That's a smart play from Kenny again. He's doing a really good job, and that is part of, I would say, the art of playing Yard, is actually making yourself very hard to find so that they have to spend time and resources and just have to worry a lot about where that player is. He's done a great job, Kenny.
He is a monster. But this is it. All or nothing here for G2. 9-6 finish. Maybe just bearable. Blade, though. Unbelievable. The fact that Shoxy actually gets that kill.
Definitely a misstep. And Kenny repositioning himself and taking down Markelov. You just have to love everything that Kenny does right now. So smart. even without the AWP, he's just playing clever Counter-Strike right now. Every kill is from a new position, and they win the round 9-6. It's very well done, and a huge part of it, a huge part of the credit has to go to Kenny S, who has picked up 23 frags in 1 half. That's got to be a qualifier highlight. Does anyone surpass that? I don't think so.
It's tough to say. Tabson who's gone crazy. Rops as well was up at 35 frags in regulation earlier.
142 ADR. I feel like it's got to be close to a record. Someone will find out, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Man, what a game this is.
Listen, I'm just glad that Kenny has found, you know, his box of paint and the brushes. You know, they got lost in transit somewhere. He had to make do with, you know, rock pigment that he crushed, you know, in the desert, you know, trying to learn how to make paint again. But sure enough, it's enough time has passed where the maestro, the master artist, is back.
We'll see if he can continue on this path for the second half. They desperately need him, especially in this pistol round where they have nothing but Glocks, not a single grenade to set them up, which means this is all contact play, and they've got really close to the bomb site. So in terms of this side of strat for G2, they're loving it. Every step they take closer onto the map here is a bigger chance that they can surprise FlipSid and just Glock them down. FlipSid would much rather have a bit of notice and a bit of time to fire those USPs, but look at Apex. He's just infiltrated the whole lineup. He sees the opening. He's getting even more intel, and Waylander is gone and out, and now it's just going to be a landslide towards the B-bomb side. This is very impressive for G2, and maybe especially for Apex.
They're even peeling off of this. It's not done yet, Anders. This is around the world. Is World Edit in a bit of trouble? Is he going to find the headshot? Oh, this is super scary. And sure enough, it's Shoxy committing with the bomb. They are committed to this, G2. They have to make it work now.
Jumping down, World Edit. Oh my god! He hits the second headshot, and that's the end of the round. World Edit with a couple of kills, Electronic with 2 of his own, and that's the game, or at least the round. I don't know why they didn't just go B straight away.
Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Watch this.
That's unbelievable. The fall damage, but this second shot here is so good.
Oh, man.
Listen, I mean, taking the bomb up the ladder first like that is, you're essentially making your whole team commit to that. There's no other way about it.
Well, sometimes that's just the way it goes. Now the question is whether G2 are going to be able to stop FlipSid before they get 6-7 rounds in a row. They do not want FlipSid getting up to 14 and 14-9 here. That would be a bit too unpleasant.
There's another detail. When you're going up the ladder like that, you can either, if you just continue to look up and press forward, right, you're going to be going up the ladder and then you sort of bounce up a bit and you have like a moment where you sort of weirdly hover as you bounce, and it's really weird. Whereas if you just go up and strafe to the side, you can actually go straight out and you're much quicker. And in that situation, that at least allows for your teammates to get up behind you quicker. So I think that was another sort of mechanical error potentially that, I don't know, in that situation can cost them. Man, this is wild and out of control. But nothing is done yet at all. 9-7, still way too early to call it here. Markelov getting run down and the timing not working out in his favor. He's got World Edit to help him out. Eventually it'll go down, but still should be able to control this no problem.
Yeah, you have to note here, Anders, there was no bomb plant, and this was a hard eco from G2. Shenanigans are possible here for G2. And sure enough, it is. There it is. They're going for the early buy.
Okay.
This is interesting. You got to feel for NBK. He's got to get some love from somebody here, or is he really going to run around with Glock armor? There's no way.
No.
Somebody dropped him a Galil or something. All right.
There's something on the ground. Yeah, I don't think this is at all like a panic thing for G2. I think this is just a calculation that they've made. I don't mind this. I think this is exciting actually. Oh wow, what a grenade that landed on them.
Yeah, the scout shot plus grenade, plus the fact that I think they messed up one of the flashes. They only had 2 flashes, and one of them actually team flashed themselves, got caught behind the box. So talk about a key round here for G2 where they're taking a pretty big risk with their economy, and they kind of just fluffed it. Not a single point of damage taken here by, well, see, okay, fine. Waylander's at 99. But I mean, the world, the universe is, you know, the simulation is conspiring against me, mate. But really, what are you going to do here now? If you're G2, you have no utility.
Well, apparently, MBK's got the answer. Just shoot him in the face. get for another one. Double headshot, body healing out. Triple for MBK. There's the answer for you right there, Semler. Just have MBK break open the whole round. The investment has paid off, and G2 just shrugging and saying, yeah, that was just the plan all along.
Yeah, exactly. All according to plan. MBK will get 3 duels and win all of them.
Yeah, but on the more serious side, though, that's also just not good positioning from FlipSid. You know, if you have that kind of a lead where you've got, you know, the 4 versus 5, what you really want to do is set up situations where you can always get the refrag, which you could tell from MBK's point of view, that wasn't even possible. He fought every single person alone. And even more than that, you want, because they have to get to the bomb site to put the bomb down, so you want to make sure that as soon as they try and do that, that's when you really take the fight, you know, and one of the guys is occupied doing that. So, big misstep for FlipSid as well. But can't take anything away from MBK, though. That was yeah, one hell of a round for him.
That was just a beast demonstration.
Look, no refrag possibility.
This one is disgusting.
No refrag possibility here, and obviously this is just, I mean, the last one is just trying to react to the madness, but still.
And Waylander, this is where you need to get your emotions a little bit under control, mate, because you know, you're just charging in there.
Yeah, I really feel for him, because I think you could definitely understand the frustration, right?
That's where it's like it gets to Nico level, where I mean, it's like if you're Nico, you get mad headshots, right? Okay, fair enough, right? You can rage a little bit. But Waylander right now, you know, it's like don't take it over the top and like destabilize your team.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where we don't necessarily know the internal team chemistry, because some teammates are fine with it. I've played with people in the past, and I'm talking about way past, where, you know, they just seem unaffected by it. Like if someone starts complaining about something, they just don't even hear it, you know. And some people get really heavily affected, and they play significantly worse. Another strange flashbang coming out of the French side, but considering that they have rifles against pistols, and one from us, I think they should be just fine here. Yeah, they Markov, the only one who can make a difference.
Yeah, they're actually fully committed to this, is G2. A lot of money being invested in this round here. Let's say Blade. No, yeah, just like, don't go through smoke. You're fine. Markov is in the perfect spot to ruin their day.
Yeah, he is, but it would be great if someone from his team had a flashbang here. Just walking out with it from us. If he gets a kill, he's not going to get very much more than that, I suspect. A couple of teammates going down on his side. He gets a full spray in and nearly gets a double. And it still is not enough right now. They need more, actually. Now they're both trapped behind the container. And the bomb stuck out there on Kenny, which is a bit strange.
Yeah,
Can they make it out?
Exactly. Kenny was not supposed to lose his wingman there. Now G2, they're just going to be throwing a lot of utility in here, hoping to be able to catch him out in the open. So G2, there we go. Sure enough, Blade sprayed down by NBK, but Markelov has changed himself around. And Kenny, in the meantime, during the chaos, he's managed to make his way down to that lower site.
Yeah.
So Markelov is now firmly boxed in. Sure enough, there we go. He gets spotted by NBK. But I mean, all told, that was a hard eco, plus Markelov saving a FAMAS from the last round. And they still get 2 kills on G2, who spent a lot of money that round.
Yeah, it's impossible to predict, obviously, but it would have been interesting to see what would have happened if Markelov just gets the full double spray in the beginning with the FAMAS.
Yeah. Drops the bomb.
Yeah, the bomb is down and everything. But credit to G2, you know, that could have been like a panic situation with the bomb low on health out there. And they seem to slow it down a lot, you know, just say, listen, just everyone calm down, let's just make sure the bomb gets out, and then that's what they did. So nice to see them be able to keep the composure in that kind of a situation. World did it with the AWP, but Electronics are already down and out, and Blade only gets 1, and now G2 are right on the bomb site. Waylander's going to pick up 1 good kill, but now they really need to think hard here on the flip side, because it's 3-on-3. Waylander's low on health. The bomb is only just about to go down, so they've got some time to initiate this retake.
How do they not have anybody well, I guess because of the incendiary. Never mind. It's like if he was up there, he was roasted.
Yeah.
So it's, well, eventually MBK finds the kill. But that's probably from an AT that he picked off of somebody from the CT side.
Oh, wow. An Apex through the smoke. Markelov just going to shrug and say, well, in that case, I can't really do anything. Hard-hitting round coming out of the French side. He's going to make it 12-8 here. Nothing that Markelov could do about that. And, yeah, good call. A bit of a bold one from the G2 side, but like the A rush has become so much less popular on this new version of Nuke.
Yeah.
But if you were gonna do it, you would want to do it in a round where there's less of a chance that FlipSid have a lot of Molotovs they can throw down. And since their economy is pretty much wrecked, you know, it's a good gamble. Like the logic makes sense from G2's point of view. If they do it when FlipSid all have 10,000 each, then you're almost certainly going to be running into a Molotov in the hut anyway. So why do it there?
That's exactly it. That's why it's so difficult to stop a team on CT side who's got the full economy, because they have the anti-rush nade. They limit your options. If they have the ops as well, you're in for a rough time. Kenny S, he's got an op. Taking it out to yard. What are they doing? I guess they're pacing themselves in case they're, I like it, in case there's an anti-eco rush from FlipSid, some early aggression. They're just taking their time, waiting it out. But right now, for FlipSid, it looks kind of standard. Doesn't really look like they're trying to throw anything at G2.
Yeah, this is all just very well done so far for Apex. They've used almost no utility, and he's all the way down here. Well, that it goes down. Only one who can make a difference again is Markolov. He's going to be going down right away. So, well worth it for Apex. That was the armor. I mean, they could pick up the rifle maybe, but it's way less impactful.
Yeah, they have the M4 at least. A little worried the fact that Apex left that AK out there. MBK catches Electronic. Waylander and Blade still alive, but not for long. Whew, instant. Yeah. Both of them gone, and another round on the board here for G2. 13-8.
And MBK shooting at the corpses?
For shame. For shame, Anders. Where's his respect? Where's his sportsmanship?
Faked outrage. I like it.
Yeah. He's a proper note of... I didn't start throwing things just yet. Maybe I'll get to that later.
I like it. I like.
He's a garbage human being.
Careful now. Very careful. 22nd round, and there is only a 5-round gap, which it's something that FlipSid can definitely make back. But right now, feels like G2 have really got their composure together, and FlipSid are not quite sure how to hold the CT side. It seems again out on the floor. Electronic goes down after a single kill, and World Edit can't really repeat that. Blade needed to get that kill. Now it's a 3-on-3, and G2 already shown us they know how to win these situations. Kenny missing a kill. I don't even know how. Now he's down to 17 health. Because that's might be what they need here. That Molotov gonna force him back down. All right then, but still Apex is out. Waylander, one bullet on Kenny, probably gonna make the round here. It's taken out, and Kenny hitting a shot on World Edit, and now it's all on Markolov. He's gonna get one kill. He spots out MBK, but he's got no grenades. Gonna have to go and challenge him, and MBK will win the fight for a triple. Nathan fully coming alive here in this second half. He was low on the scoreboard earlier, but now he's got 19 kills and is well on the way to making G2 win this and actually go all the way through and qualify for the major tournament, which everybody in the world had to assume that G2 would go and do, but you know, 3-0 is not a bad thing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it doesn't get much better than this if they can pull it off. That was interesting from Kenny. But I mean, just the fact that Kenny charges him in a 1v2 instead of waiting for the guy to make the play.
Talking about the emotion on the sort of flip side, but G2 definitely getting fired up here.
Dude, they know they've got this.
I love seeing it. Yeah, they are really showing some strength here. This is going into the major tournament. That's what we really need. Like, you need the whole team to cement itself over the next week or so, and then it's time for the real test, as it were.
Absolutely. This is a team of major champions. Have to keep that in mind. They've gone the long route to re-qualify for the majors, not making the top 8. There's that French Revolution yet again. But still, I mean, they're on the brink right now. 14-8. FlipSid, though, they're not done yet. They've got the 4 rifles bought up. Electronic with the MP7 and Blade. Not going to win the duel versus Shoxy.
Yeah, kind of an unlikely angle. Blade probably not expecting him to be jumping up on the side railing there. Markolov playing close to the container with the FAMAS. It's a good early pick off, but now he's completely surrounded. I don't think anyone can even help him. He gets a second kill, taking down Kenny. That's definitely important. Apex going to get sprayed down by World Edit, so maybe they've done just enough here. Shox and NBK are left. They've still got the time, and we can't really count them out, especially maybe NBK, who seems to have just been doing a fantastic job. He's hitting another headshot, taking down Electronic. And now, eventually, he's going to fall. World Edit just at a very good position. So 14-9. FlipSid fighting back. Look at the money on G2. 10,000, 11,000 NBK. 13,000 on Kenny. It's just a lot of money.
That's when Waylander needs to get hype, right? You win a key round like this, you're keeping him off match point. You should be just losing your mind right now trying to get your teammates pumped up.
Yeah.
It's 14-9. You're not out of this yet. You're CT side nuke. You should have every advantage. You crush them here again, and that's it. G2 are on the rocks. So it's not over yet here for FlipSid. Now it's a matter of securing it, and we'll see. Is it going to be the straight upper rush? It looks like it. They're trying to take advantage of the lack of nades. Sure enough, they're just baller charging out. Electronic with a double spray, though, and World Edit there to chime in. Not going to happen. FlipSid just annihilating the push.
Well played by Electronic. Another quad kill for him. Shutting down that round, making it 14-10. He is up to 20 overall. World Edit on 17, Markolov on 15. And then on the other team, still Kenny S leading with 28 kills. But he's slowly being caught up by MBK. He's got 21. Playing this map very well.
Second timeout used here for G2.
Yeah. Pretty reasonable. This is one of those situations where you sort of feel like you have it in the bag, like everything has gone so smooth. Second half, you haven't really had trouble. You put 5 rounds in a row together on the T side. A good sign that you know what you're doing and everything's working out, but it can still spiral out of control, especially if you start losing money.
Exactly. Well, especially if, now they know, because they had to run through that incendiary there. So they're like, right, okay, we're on the limit here as far as money is concerned with FlipSid. Now they know that FlipSid are going to have the full anti-res, the full gamut of nades to use. And so G2, it's a good time for the timeout. 14-10, you still have room for error, but you need to start figuring out a more precise strategy here rather than just running at them. You've lost that edge. Now you got to do it the hard way.
Very limited grenades on the French side. They do have the AWP. Molotov gonna go out, and won't really do too much there. Cancelled by the smoke almost immediately. And they're running down lower incredibly fast. This is a dead-on rush. The smoke, though, is actually gonna shut them down. And Shoxy got knifed?
Oh, in vents.
What on earth?
Shoxy does not like getting knifed.
No.
Just saying. He is one of those players who takes it personally.
Yeah, he's very much an opponent of that thing. What? Oh, we're probably going to try and find the replay if we can. That's a bit of a mystery.
It's I think Shoxy charged vents very quickly. It's just, where did Blade come from? Was he already... Like, there's no way for him to already be in vents, so he just must have charged in right behind him. Pulled an Apex.
Very confused indeed. Markolov holding a bit of an open angle, but he's got a lot of coverage from, I think, the vent as well. Waylander will find a kill. Apex managed to sneak through and get a headshot in. Looking for a bit more. Blade will take him down. MBK with a refrag. This round isn't done yet. Definitely can't call it over with NBK and Kenny, the two top fraggers for G2, still alive. Even with 28 seconds, they can still make this one work. Try and sneak in through. Kenny sees that there's one on one side, but there was a crossfire, and ultimately it will be the round for FlipSid. 14-11 here. My God.
FlipSid showing how it's done. Waiting for the bomb. This is something that you point out a lot, Andrews, right? Wait for the bomb plant before you make your play. Hold angles and set them up so that, sure, they get the bomb planted, then you move in together as a unit. All right.
Oh my God.
He was waiting for it.
How can this can't be real life.
That is so next level.
That might be the sneakiest thing I've seen for like a couple of years. Like, just actually doing that. All bow to the mastermind that is Blade. Waylander gonna see a couple of people, tries to grenade in the fallback, but the main thing here is just staying alive. Calling the reinforcements. A nice lineup of players is gonna give him a triple and then a quad kill. And now he's just one away from the ace. He's got 48 health and he wants to fight Shoxy. Really wants the ace. They're giving it to him as well, his teammates. They're not trying to take that away. Eventually Shoxy will take him down. That's a bit disappointing, but FlipSid are gonna be at 12 rounds here. 14-12. Oh my God, this game.
Shoxy is pissed at that point because there's 3 guys there. It's like, he's probably thinking, there'll be one who quickly rotated in, and then I'll have like more than a minute left to really just start working the map, looking for the angles. We've all seen what Shoxy's capable of. Map on overpass. What was it? The first day, second day? Where he's just like 1v4 and he makes it look easy, brings it down to a 1v1, and you're just like, come on, Shoxy, please. Just stop being such a beast.
Yeah, we need that kind of shocks back right about now.
You got to give it to Waylander. That is not easy to do. Anti-eco, but still.
Well, especially because he got tagged a bit early on, so and he sort of failed the grenade a bit. So I was worried for a moment then that he was going to get completely overrun. Don't want to see that happening. They've got shocks on the AWP. Maybe he feels like it's time for him to have a chance. But the grenades are all there right now. FlipSid, they've got a lot of time here where they can just sort of block G2 from entering anywhere. But they
10 to 12.
Markolov still playing this close position with whatever rifle he can find, it seems. And it's not a bad idea. Again, as much as getting kills, he really wants G2 to always have to worry about where he is and spend time looking for him. Markolov, oh, jumping is questionable. Apex would have for sure heard that. Waylander, though, with 2 big kills before Shocks finally and barely takes him down. Apex looking for the timing here against Markolov, and he's going to win the first fight. Doesn't get refragged, and I'm not sure how. World Edit missing a big chance, but from beyond the grave, he's going to reach out with an HE and take him down anyway.
Somehow we wind up in a 2-on-2. No idea after that start, but anything is possible in CSGO. Only issue here, 24 seconds left in the round.
Where's the bomb?
So, yeah, outside. That's a lot of time wasted, Kenny having to hunt that bomb down. That has got to be so frustrating because now he's got to go all the way through ramp, run straight down onto the lower side, and Shaxi, he's about to feed it, this AWP to Blade. Misses the shot! Oh no, is there the time? Sure enough, yes there is. Just barely.
What are they doing? That's... Wow, this is a misstep from FlipSid. Kenny could actually win this round. They're going to double peek him, but I would have challenged that Molotov 100% of the time. Because you're not going to die from the fire running through it. If he stops the plant, he loses the round. If he doesn't, you kill him and he loses the round. Like, that's a 100% win. As soon as you don't do it, what if Kenny just headshots the first guy coming in? Like, it worked out for FlipSid, but that actually was a misplay on their part.
Scary.
Yeah, there would have been time for sure for them to have done that. So little time for Kenny to not win the round anyway.
Still a victory for G2 just because that bomb plant means they've got a pretty decent buy to work with here. 14 to 13 though. This is starting to get uncomfortably close for the Frenchmen. We've seen this from them in the past, where you know you know when they played against Cloud9 yesterday. Cloud9 starting to make the comeback, and yet G2, you know, they were on match point.
True.
They said, you know, afterwards, Apex in the interview was just like, oh, we never really felt stressed. We knew we were just going to get the job done. But, you know, this is definitely getting a little bit too much.
I think they're feeling stressed now.
Yeah.
This is just very impressive by Apex. I have no idea how he doesn't go down to this next fight. But obviously, the grenade. Oh, Markolov. Roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah, right there. Plain as day.
That's some gift material. 14 to 13. Moving into the 28th round.
We haven't seen this yet.
Oh,
but body checks it.
Yeah, he was ready for that. Very impressive, and Body doing even more work. Looking for that map point here, match point even. Blade getting Shoxy killed somehow with the Molotov. Waylander and Electronic are left. Now is the time for FlipSid if they want to make this full comeback work. If they want to try and get a chance to actually beat G2 on this map and make it to the major tournament, then they need to win this 2v3. Otherwise, things are going to get tricky. They'll have some money to buy in the next round. Not a great round, but they could at least maybe fight for overtime, but that's not what you want.
Yeah, it's the pressure. It's the pressure of being tied up 14 to 14 with a force buy on your hands. That's not what you exactly want, but Waylander, sure enough, he will be in position. They have the incendiary to force Electronic out, but they were slow, not able to capitalize, and that sets it up for Waylander. The kill on Body. 2-on-2 now, and Kenny finds one. 45 seconds left, no reason to rush. It's all a matter of finding out where Electronic is coming from, using that smoke, but he's going to get caught in the back by NBK. No! Hits the headshot. 1-on-1 now, but Kenny's got so much HP. Smoke, flashes, the whole kit and caboodle.
And there it is. 15th round being picked up. Kenny with a double kill. Smart play as well, just even going to the B bomb site to begin with and making it a lot more difficult there. A bit of a weird situation. Oh man, there was a lot going into that 2-on-3, but ultimately FlipSid trying their best and not able to get the better of G2 in that round. 15-13. And moving into the 29th round. It is now G2 one single round away from making yet another major tournament here. Markolov definitely getting into the game as well.
The finest margins. Seriously. Another clutch for G2, though. And another big round from Body. You have to give it to him. Electronic staying alive on A site. So many details, you're right. But now we're getting into the thick of things here. And it is going to be an interesting buy coming in from G2 with that UMP and that Tech 9. Along with the 3 AKs. But this is a force from FlipSid as well. They don't have the full buy. And yard control here for G2. How do they decide to use it? They've had some success with it so far.
Markolov with a deagle, holding this close to everyone on the other side. I mean, he's not going to have many chances. As soon as he clicks this gun, he's going to have to follow through with some kills. Shox will get the better of Blade. Markolov trying to sneak in behind them. Electronic will get 1 kill, but now they need backup. Waylander gets 1. Well did it as well. And Markolov a bit late to the party, but he does get the kill on MBK, leaving it a 1-on-1. Kenny versus Markolov. The sprays for the smoke, and that's it. 16-13 as G2 make their way to the PGL Major Championship. They've qualified 3-0 going through. Very impressive, very well deserved. And obviously the expectations are high, and they've certainly met them in the qualifier. What a terrific game this was.
Back-to-back rounds for the two biggest players on